I wanted to be like you know, the story about me, where like I wanted to be a lead pretty much. I didn't want to be a dancer, just a dancer. I did a couple of shows where like I did Cats, and then I think the biggest difference is that the practicality is it's rehearsal that takes a lot of time. So if you can't get paid for it, it's going to be very hard. And I like musicals because it's the actor's playground. You start from A to Z. You go A to Z, which means that you have to experience the whole journey, which is wonderful. I love that.
Right.
With filming, that's not necessarily the case. It's out of order. So you have to really know yourself, and you have to know your moment before and how to get into that vulnerable moment, such as like in our documentary that we did. Like you don't really, and also that was a lot of green screens. So you had to really make sure you know what was going on before and during that time, because on stage it's really easy because you just did the thing that you were doing before. But on film, it's out of order. And I think that's the most tricky. Also, when I started filming, I was musical theater trained. So my acting was more catered to musical theater or just play acting. And that style is not, it's not saying that it's not truthful, but it's just a different perspective and objective. For example, when you speak, you have to speak so that the back of the theater can hear you. And your intentions and the way you face, you can't be facing upstage the whole time. So there's a little bit of difference there. But then when I started filming, I didn't realize how intimate you can just mumble and they'll pick up everything. So that took me a little bit to get used to. But I think it's also hard for a film actor to go into theater. I feel like if they're doing 8 shows a week, they're going to get worn out. Their throat is going to get ruined. But the switch over, I don't think is as difficult once you get the hang of doing a couple film things. So I'm very, very fortunate to have that not just musical theater, but just the stage acting training, because it does carry over to film acting, and it's very, very useful.
Okay, so you are it sounds like you're very passionate about, acting on stage and, theater as well. And you're very fortunate to have such a talent. And, but sometimes did you ever feel like, you get discouraged, or you just wanna just quit acting, or you regret that you are going to this path, that choice you made? Or how do you recover yourself when you get discouraged and like disappointed, something like those moments?
I think there's definitely those moments that's happened to me. I don't regret going to the path of acting, no matter what. Like, no matter how old I'm going to be, I'm not going to regret it, because I don't go for, I like the craft itself a lot. I love the process of building up that character, living in that moment, the art form of it, more than just like what comes after, which is like fame or the I don't know, the publicity of it. If I can make a living off of if I can make a comfortable living acting, I'm happy with that. I think the times where I got discouraged is never really of myself. It's more of I'm not doing enough, or there's not as many things going on. And it used to be a lot of people have to wait, I think, but now there's YouTube, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's all these social media platforms. So there's no reason for you to not be busy, whatever that may be. And I'm not saying that you have to be busy all the time, but for me, I get very antsy when I'm not doing anything, and I think that's when I get discouraged because there's not auditions going on. Right now is the worst time because there's absolutely nothing going on because of quarantine. But I'm trying to keep myself busy. I'm trying to write more too, trying to write a feature film because at one point, if that could be published or if that could be made, I'm creating opportunity not just for myself, but for everyone around me too. And then you're calling the shots. So it's thinking ahead and going into that ball game. Like TikTok, like people could be like, oh, that's for little kids or that's something. Mm-hmm. It's pretty entertaining and people are very creative and people are really getting something from that too. So if you can create your own thing, that's great. Oh, nothing's going on. But the nice thing is I have this lifestyle that's constantly changing. Even if it's good, it's going to change. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to change, you know that things are going to be different in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. You never know what's going ahead. That's what I like about it because even if it's good, it might change the bad. If it's bad, it's going to change the good, but it's always changing. And personally, for me, I'm aware that this is one of my flaws. Sometimes I do get envious of what other people get or what other people are doing. So the best thing for me is to, one, focus on your thing that you need to do. That way you're not distracted. Two, don't purposely distract yourself. That means don't go on social media and look into all these people's lives. I don't look at people's stories. And three, what's nice is that all those people that you maybe admire or maybe are envious about, they're all going through the same thing. They're all experiencing the same thing in a different journey. And also they are just humans just like you. And they're probably pretty cool people. So sometimes it's better to just like talk to them, make friends with them, and that'll make you feel a lot better because then you realize, oh, I'm just on a different path than them. And also, when you become friends with them, they're wonderful people. So when they do something and where their success becomes very encouraging for you because you're like, yes, one of my friends booked something great. Sometimes that's just as a good feeling as you booking something great too.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's wonderful. And then, all right, then before just you mentioned about you just don't wanna be one of the ensembles among the dancers. So you want to take a lead, you know, in the film. So what do you see the possibilities and the opportunities a lot more for people like us and minorities and the Asian people right now?
Recently, before the quarantine, yes. After, I'm not so sure. But there are definitely more opportunities. My manager is like preparing me for a few roles that are very Asian-centric. A lot of live action anime is coming out, which is usually a hit or a miss, but I've worked with people and I've worked on live action anime stuff that were pretty successful. So there's a way to do it right. I'm just hoping that I get involved when they do a good job of it rather than having misrepresentation of it. I think a lot of it for the opportunity, for me, the best thing is to make your own opportunity happen, which means you have to put yourself outside. You have to put yourself out there. And you have to help other people too, because they're putting themselves out there and they'd like your help too. We're not doing this by ourselves. You're all doing this together. And knowing the business of Hollywood, Japan, and all these other, like China too, Korea, all the businesses, understanding the business is just as, if not more important than the talent itself. You should work on your talent all you want, but you should also connect. You should also always keep in touch with people, hear about their ideas, help them out. You might not even be an actor on there, but one day they'll be thinking of you and they know this guy's professional. he was helping me as a PA, but because of the publicity of that, people were like, oh, he's really good. He's kind of a goofy guy. He's kind of funny. He can really pull off some of those like character-y stuff that no one else thought. I have him in mind for something. So there's a niche for me to really shine in the industry as well. And if you can find that and you can find the people that you want to work with, then I think that goes a long way.
Wow. My God, that's wonderful. Like, so, and then at last, people from, all over, and also especially towards the young Japanese people, and who wants to come to Hollywood or New York to pursue their dream, as an actor, or, whatever they're pursuing the dreams in overseas. I want you to send those people a message in Japanese.
じゃあ、僕の日本語はちょっとずれてるかもしれないけど、頑張ります。だが、我が家の皆さん、頑張ってくださいね。一番大事なものは、ずっとずっと頑張るのことです。だから、ハリウッドでも、日本でも、どこでも、自分の、英語で value が分かれば、その仕事が、いつも見つける。これは本当に難しい仕事だけど、パズルみたいから、そのヒントと、ジェムみたいなものがあれば、その、ずっとこれみたいでしょ。でも、その、ブレイクスルーがあれば、パズルが見つかれば、そのキャリアが、プーンになるから、本当に、ずっと頑張れば、at one point、良くなると思う。英語の方がもっと喋りやすいけど、いや、それだけね。頑張って。That's my message. 頑張ってください。ずっと。
ありがとう。Wow. すごいよくわかる。It was nice talking to you, and I really miss you. And
yeah, me too. I hope we get to see each other soon again. Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your valuable time.
Yeah. No, thank you over here. It's a lot of fun too, and it's nice hearing.
Good luck to you.
You too. みんなも頑張ってくださいね。
はい。Yes. Thank you.